Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for your time, and welcome to the introduction to showing you how to switch from a 14-day trial demo environment using Sierra charts with A&P futures to getting started with your live trading account. Alright, so in this video we're going to go ahead and show you how to transition over. One thing I want to point out, so this is where you went onto our website and you signed up for a 14-day trial just to take a look at the platform, take it for a test drive, and then after the 14 days has expired, now you're ready to go live and get into your live AMP account and start executing live trades. Okay, so first thing I want to point out is when you signed up for the 14-day trial initially, what you had to do was you had to go onto the Sierra Charts website and create an account name and password, which was a trial login. Okay, so that's the login that expires after 14 days. Not only did you do that, but you received an email with a CQG data trial login for 14 days as well. Okay, so both of those logins are going to expire after 2 weeks. So once you're ready to go live, the next step is contacting the AMP Futures Help Desk, and we will provide you a activation request form for you to complete so we can actually create a package login that does not expire. All right, there's package 3, which is free with AMP Futures, and there's package 5, which is $25 a month. The main differences between the two is package 5 will give you TPO profile charts, number bars, and interactive drawing tools, basically focusing on market profile. If that's something that you don't need, then package 3 is free, and you can choose that on the activation request form, so when you submit it, we will create that specific package login for you and email it to you so it does not expire. So we're going to go ahead and show you basically what you have to do, assuming that you've already gone through the 14-day trial and assuming you already have your live Sierra chart login credentials and exactly how to transition over. All right, so let's get started. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just shut down the platform for now. I'm going to close it completely. All right, and you can see a blank blue screen. Now this is the little tricky part with Sierra charts. If you, when you entered your account name and password on the initial Sierra charts login page, there is a save password checkbox, and most of the time, including myself, I'm always going to save passwords because I just don't want to type in the password every single time that I have to log into the platform. That's something very common that we come across, and most customers do that. Let me show you something real quick. When I launched the Sierra charts platform, I have the icon on my other monitor, but I'm going to go ahead and double click it and you'll see the login screen. And you see that right there, how it just, for a quick second, it just flashed the username and password and it logged me in right away. Okay, so that sometimes can be a bit annoying because you have to switch out the credentials from your trial login credentials that you created off the Sierra chart website to the login, the live login credentials that we create that does not expire, aka the permanent login. You have to switch it out. Okay, so let me go ahead and close the platform once again. What you have to do is you got to be fairly quick, not too quick, but you have to hit the cancel button so you can stay at that login screen. So watch what happens when I double click the icon. Just hit cancel, just right there. For as long as you do that, now it will not proceed to log in, and now you have the opportunity to change the username and password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't have a permanent login. I'm just using basically another trial login, but I'm going to go and show you what you'd have to do with your live login that you would have already received from AMP Futures after creating your permanent package login. So you're going to delete your old existing trial login. You can do away with it. You never have to use it again. And then you're going to go ahead and put in your live Sierra charts login. And typically the Sierra charts login that we provide for you will usually start with AC as an account, and then it will actually have your account number to follow. So AC 123456, for example. And then you'll have an auto-generated password that we'll give to you that you can always change if you want to. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and log in now, assuming that I have my live Sierra charts login, which I do. And this is what you're doing as you're watching this video. All right, so now we're going to go and just type, you have the ability to save the password if you wish. I'm going to do that as well and hit login. Okay, so now it's logged me into the platform, and now the next step is you're going to connect your data feed now. Okay, so going back to the trial login, it's a two-step process to log into Sierra charts. I've just demonstrated the first step, which is the Sierra charts login. The Sierra charts login is completely separate from the CQG data feed login or your Rithmic login. Okay, so there's two data feeds that work with Sierra charts with A&P futures. There's CQG, and there's also Rithmic data feed. Okay, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate how to connect to both data feeds, assuming if you're using CQG or Rithmic. All right, but we've already knocked out the first step, which is understanding there's a difference between the Sierra charts login versus the CQG data login. Okay, so it's two different logins that you're going to need. All right, so now what we're going to do is once you're logged in, you're going to click the DTS button here in the menu bar, or you can go to File, Data Trade Service Settings here. Okay, so now by default, if you were using the CQG data feed login as your trial login, normally the CQG web API is what you were connecting to connect to your demo account. Okay, so it'll probably have your old demo credentials there, which you can see I have at the moment. All right, so normally what happens is when you click the DTS button or when you go to File, Data Trade Service Settings, when we create your permanent Sierra Charts package login, it's going to default it to the service provider that your account is enabled for. All right, so that's why if you notice, it went to CQG FIX Trading right away, which is designed for you to connect for your live trading account. For the demo account, however, CQG Web API is used. All right, so I'm going to show you as if you still had your old demo credentials in there, and now it's you're trying to swap it out for your live CQG login credentials so you can actually connect to your live account. All right, so this is where the second login, which is another username and password that AMP Futures will email to you, which is your CQG data feed login. Okay, so if you've already been using different platforms prior to Sierra Charts, you probably already are familiar with that username and password. All right, usually it's something in relations to your name, abbreviations, and you'll have an auto-generated password that'll have some special characters and whatnot. Okay, so what you're going to need to do to switch to live, and this is the first demonstration if you're using the CQG data feed. We're going to go here, hit the drop-down menu, and then we're going to change this from CQG Web API to CQG FIX Trading instead. All right. So once we change the service provider, as you can see here, then you're going to hit the demo server, or better yet, the server function. And this is a common mistake when I first used the platform. I was trying to click here. I was like, how come I can't click? I can't enter. And it's because when you click, the change is made down here. Okay, so you just hit the drop-down menu, change this to live, and now you can see the server's live. You can see the server's live. Click here, username, and then you can go ahead and backspace. And then I always recommend a copy and paste, mainly because there are special characters in the auto-generated passwords that we assign for the customers. Also make sure there's no spaces. You have to make sure there are no spaces before or after the username and password. If there's a space, that will cause problems, and that's going to recognize that as an extra character in the username or password and will give you an invalid username and password error message. Okay, so I'm just for now, I'm going to type in username because I don't have a live account to log into at the moment. But this is what you're doing is you're taking your CQG live credentials and you're copying or pasting into these fields here. And then password, I'm going to eliminate the old trial password and type in my live password, or copy and paste, whichever is easier. All right, once you have that in place, you're going to click OK, and then you're just going to go to connect here. Connect the data feed, or you can go to File, Connect the data feed, and what you're looking for is this from going from red to green, and when it's a solid green color, that's letting you know that you successfully connected to the data feed, and you're pretty much good to go. All right, and that's an example of how to switch from live demo CQG, trial CQG, to live CQG. All right, now here's a quick demonstration of how to do it with the Rithmic data feed for those of you that are using Rithmic data feed with AMP Futures with Sierra Charts. All right, so again, we're going to click on DTS or File, Data Trade Service Settings. All right, and then what's going to happen is, let's go to Rithmic real quick. There it is. All right, so it's going to erase this real quick and then erase this. All right, so we'll just make sure, for example, we'll just put demo and then password, okay? All right, so this is how it looks when you are using a Rithmic trial demo login. Okay, that's exactly how it's going to look. All right, now the cool thing here is there's no difference between the connection where you noticed earlier with CQG, there was CQG Web API and there's CQG FIX Trading. With Rithmic, it's only one service provider. What determines what environment you're logging into is the server itself. So you can see it says paper trading server. That server is designed for a trial login for 30 days that you can sign up for off the AMP Futures website. Okay, so let's assume that you've gone through the 30 days, you have your live Rithmic login, and now you're ready to go and connect to your live account. So you're going to click here, and you're going to change the environment from paper trading server to Rithmic 01 US. And then you're just going to go ahead and copy and paste the assigned username and password that we have provided for you at AMP Futures for your Rithmic data feed. And then just simply type in or copy and paste your username, and then copy and paste or type your password. All right, so just make sure the main thing is pretty much making sure that the server shows Rithmic 01-US. If it shows paper trader, it's not going to work because you're trying to log into the paper trial environment, which is not going to work for live credentials. All right, so you can go here, change this to Rithmic01US, type in your username and password, click OK, and you want to click the connect button here to data feed or file connect to data feed. All right, and then if you're wondering, last thing I want to end the video with is a lot of times we get questions, okay, well, my trial demo expired, I'm logging into my live account, do I still have access to a demo account using Sierra Charts? And the answer to that question is yes. You have local simulation mode that's accessible to you within the platform. What that means is you can log in with your live trading credentials and swap back and forth between the demo and live environment. And it's very easy to do. All you have to do is click the Trade menu tab here, and you'll notice there's Trade Simulation Mode on. All right, so I want to show you something real quick. I don't want to get too off topic, but I at least want to show it to you because I feel it's important. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a quick DOM real quick. Let me just change the data feed back to CQG. All right, click OK. All right, and we'll just go here, futures. We'll just add the March mini S&P. I will just open up a trading DOM. I don't have live data at the moment, but you'll at least see what I'm trying to demonstrate. Actually, I don't know if it's going to work because I don't have an active connection. But so when I go to trade, when I uncheck trade simulation mode on here, basically the switch is unchecking trade simulation mode on to go live. And if it's checked, that means that you're in simulation mode. So notice right now when I look at the DOM, it says Sim1. That's a good indication letting you know that you're in the simulated environment. And again, this is using your live credentials. So what you're doing is you're toggling the local simulation mode from demo to live locally within the platform. All right, so always take a look here, Sim1. If it says Sim1, you're trading Sim. If I go here, trade, and uncheck trade simulation mode on and go to yes, now I don't have an active connection, so I'm wondering what it will show. It just shows some numbers there. So it would normally show numerical numbers, and usually if you're using CQG data feed, it's usually your trader ID that's connected with your CQG data feed. If you're using Rithmic, it will probably show your account number. But the main thing you want to look for, if it says Sim1, that means in your simulation. So watch, if I go back to trade simulation mode back on, it's always going to give you a warning letting you know, hey, do you want to go back to simulation? Yes. Now if I go back to demo, you can see it's Sim1. All right, so to answer the question there is, yes, you can access a permanent demo account using your live credentials, and the switch is by going on the trade menu tab here and either checking or unchecking the trade simulation mode button. And other than that, that's pretty much how you switch and transition over from a trial login using Sierra Charts to a permanent live login with AMP Futures. If you have any questions about this, please contact our 24-hour support team. 312-893-6400, extension 1 gets you transferred directly to our 24-hour help desk. Definitely stay up to date on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate you tuning in. We always want to keep you up to date and new content. You can reach us at www.youtube.com, AMP Futures. Thank you for your valuable time and happy trading.